Listen, everyone. We want to wish you all a very happy Easter. I want to thank Rebel Glitch for the opportunity to be with you all once again. Let me pray with you. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for the opportunity to celebrate this occasion with my brothers. And I pray, God, that as we enter this weekend where we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, we will not just be doing it for tradition's sake, but doing it because you did something that gives us power over the thing that seems to put an end on our life. We know that it's hard at this time. We know that it's difficult sometimes to process the grief associated with death. However, we just want to put this weekend before you and ask you to lift up our spirits so that we can have the faith and the enthusiasm and the excitement about your soon return, where we can see the manifestation of what you accomplished on this weekend. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, and may God richly bless you all.
The following is rated MA. It is intended for mature audiences only. This program is uncensored and contains explicit content. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Crim's daughter.
How y'all doing?
Pastor Marshall, how you feeling?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. When y'all call me that, it's so weird.
What? I know Jim Bob said he gonna try to fuck with the laptop tonight too.
What's good, Oliver?
What's good, Jimmy?
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
All right.
I love all of my queen hands. Bronx bitches uptown, niggas that hold weight. Staten Island making big moves. But this one's for BK. BK. Y'all, this one's for Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Y'all. For what I'm about to do, they probably try to get me live. I'm something like that red bone, something like that red cook close to the humble, try to keep a sane mind. Surviving on these breadcrumbs, keep faith and never concentrate on what I don't have. For what I got, still saying graceful respect, graceful power. Never get an answer, so I don't ask why. Take everything head on, take everything head on.
Welcome to another episode of the infamous Betty Hats. I'm the MC Rebel Glitch. Today is April 18th, 2022. Happy Easter. You know we continuing with our Supa Dupa April. Coming up, my day one Cise from Cise TV and Fat Flavor Radio. He stops by and chops it up with us and let us know what all the things he's getting into. And we go over some of the current hip-hop topics. And later on, we go and tap in with Element Radio's very own sponsor, Speezy. We go to Speezy's breakfast spot, we check in with him. And we go over some of these sports topics. But up first, in current events, the attack on the subway in New York City last week. The suspect has been apprehended. And in a New Jersey prison, 2 female inmates are found pregnant by another inmate who is transgender. Of course, we know the major topic that happened in New York City this week. Frank James, 62-year-old man, was arrested and charged with the attempted terrorist attack in the New York City subway station. I guess he tried to turn himself in by, they said he called 6 times, but he gave false locations or something like that. But long story short, somebody saw him on the street. A couple people turned him in, or a couple people tipped him off and turned him in. It's so many layers to this story we could pick from. I don't know where you guys want to start.
You can start by you know what I'm saying, he's off the street. First of all, that's a good thing.
You know, I think that they had found, information leading up to the event that happened. However, it wasn't until after, you can correct me if I'm wrong, after it was done that they were able to find out who it was by those tweets.
Has he made any statements? He ain't make no statements since, right?
I'm pretty sure he came in no position to make a statement.
But you know what I mean, bro.
All of a sudden, this is the one train station with no footage, no camera, nothing going on with this man.
I find that so odd. That is so odd.
cameras are everywhere, on every corner, every subway platform, inside the carts itself, inside every building lobby, elevator now. Like, there was no footage of him fleeing. Like, he had to run past some camera, even if there weren't any cameras in that station.
If he does have some kind of mental disorder, what I'm hoping is that he could get the help that he needs, and I'm hoping that those families can get the closure that they need as well. And that's the reason why they wouldn't put the spotlight on this dude as much as, you know what I'm saying, that most people would think he would, because at the end of the day, it's like you taunting the families of the victims. And at the end of the day, those individuals, they're hurting just as much as the people that were in the train. It's almost like, you know, one of your family members gets shot, you feel it too, even though you wasn't there. So I'm hoping that they get the closure, and I want to, you know, use this platform to just, you know, if they need to just suggest and recommend that if they need counseling at this time, it's necessary for them to get it. I remember when my grandfather passed away, the social worker in the hospice that he was in, they reached out to me. They was like, yo, for 13 months, we're willing to give you free counseling. So if what you call it, you're able to take advantage of that opportunity, so you and your family could be right.
A New Jersey female penitentiary has 2 female inmates that are pregnant. They are found pregnant. They were impregnated by another inmate. This inmate is a transgender inmate after New Jersey passed a law saying that transgender women can be housed in women prisons. Right now, this situation is what they have right now. They're still saying that this person is identified as a woman and that their sex change surgery hasn't gone through yet. I guess the procedure is still going to be able to happen while the person is incarcerated. But right now, the person still has male genitals, and this is what happened. So,
like, what do you think was gonna happen, bro? Like
what would be interesting to see is how they deal with it. You know, because this here is like landmark. This is not a guard getting an inmate pregnant. This is one inmate getting another inmate pregnant that is classified as a female because of the gender change.
What if they bullied the transgender into it? Like, you know, like, oh, you got a beef? Like, come through. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might think it's the transgender person that was about that life. You never know. It might have been the women that's in prison deboing because, oh, you still got this going on with you? Nah, come up off that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not in so many words, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I said I'm pretty sure that was the case, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they said it was consensual. They make sure they state that it's consensual sex.
Going back to the point I was making, it's interesting to see the what policies and, you know, how it's dealt with, because it really does set a precedent.
A new day, it's a new world, man. Like,
it is. Or maybe it's the same old world. We just being exposed to things that were taboo at one point.
Drip force, call me cake low. It's never enough money, gotta make more. Before I eat, I say my grace for. This money can't make itself, I gotta get up and race for. Exotic things I gotta taste for. Till they give me fellation, yo, until her face sore. Like that. And don't stop like the brick saw. Tell somebody light up another one like we having a. I love all of my queen hands. Bronx bitches uptown, niggas that hold wings. Staten Island making big moves. But this one's for BK. Y'all, this one's for.
Alright, let's go. My man Cise from Cise TV is in the building. He chop it up with us. We go over some hip-hop topics. He let us know what he's about to get into. Got a new reality show with the family coming out called We Are the Frasers.
All right, so this your boy Cise right here, you know what I mean? Everybody, for now, it's more Cise TV. But before that, I was an artist, Cise the Con. Went by the name Cise the Con as an artist. Went through a few names, you know how we do when we first coming out as an artist. Born in Harlem, raised in the Bronx. Lived in Virginia for like 10 of my years, a little more than that. So I was always back and forth, New York, VA, you know what I'm saying? But I think in Virginia, that's when I really honed on to being as far as rapping and all that, like I said, my dude Big Noose that I got supposed to be chiming in later. Him, this is my 50 pound niggas right here. So when I connected with them in Virginia, this was like young though. We was like in middle school. You know what I'm saying? They kind of brought it out me. Because I seen what they was doing. I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I was always playing with it. You know what I mean? But I ain't really take it serious like that. So I got with them. I got in with them down there in VA. They kind of brought it out. You know what I'm saying? Especially my dude Big Noose. Because he's an MC's, he's a rapper's rapper. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of brought it out me. So I started getting into the rap shit. Got into a few little crews down there. One crew, there was an older brother that was in the group. And he kind of like taught us how to put songs together. Because I was just writing rhymes. Like, he taught us how to structure songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? The hook, 16 hook, 16, 8 bars or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Just going through groups like AKO. Like I said, my dudes, 50 pounders in VA. Coming back to New York, getting with my guys, Fallout Shelter, you know what I'm saying, through DJ Trace. So yeah, so from that, like I said, being a hip hop artist, I was transitioning to go behind the scenes and created Cise TV that was actually named by our DJ Trace. He kind of named it when I was working on the biography album. Because this is when YouTube was kind of starting to get big. You had to be on YouTube. So we was out, me and Trace was out and about. And he was like, yo, we need to start filming you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you're working on the album, you got to start filming you and putting you on YouTube. And he just came out with the name Cise TV. I was like, what? And we just ran with that shit, man. I just kind of just took it and ran with it and made it pop and filming artists up here in New York on the underground scene, like Fred the Godson, Boom P, Iron Sheep, doing behind the scenes videos with Jadakiss, being at these artists' video shoots and all that we looked up to, you know what I'm saying? And then transitioning to Atlanta and getting with celebrities. And I felt like I got closer to more artists and celebrities behind the scenes than I was as an artist. So, like Cise TV, right? I was doing a lot of behind the scenes and doing music videos for artists. And then I took a little hiatus from there too. So, like with that now, with the We Are the Frasers, that's more like my family. Like I just got married, salute. Just got married, so yeah, I appreciate that. So now I'm trying to do some things, yeah, within the family, you know what I'm saying? Start to get the family going and all that. So that's what the We Are the Frasers is about. Just like little vlogs I do with like my son, the wife. Just how the everyday thing. We just out hanging out, experiences, things we do. You know what I mean? I just put up the Fat Flavors Radio website up today. That's like picking up from where Fallout Radio left off at. You know what I'm saying? Strictly underground. You already know how we are. You know our cloth, straight underground, but with a little mix of the mainstream. But we gonna stick to what we fuck with, that boom bap, that real lyricism. You know what I mean? Stick it to the streets. You know, keep you tuned into the streets. What's the hot shit out there? I haven't been in the booth since the biography project. Because Cise TV just took off so crazy. I was just so busy doing that. It just took me away from being in the studio and all that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just me being behind the camera, editing for artists like J Hood, all these dudes. I was getting up in age a little bit too. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a young old man. You know what I'm saying? But I still gotta keep my hooks into this hip hop culture, man. Some type of way, you know what I mean? I have my dudes always coming at me like, son, yo, I need you to give me something for that. And I ain't going front. I try, because you know, I'm old school. I like to write my shit. But then, you know, everybody be doing their shit on the phone. So I had little 4 bars going too. I was like, oh shit.
Us being veterans of what we do in this industry, you know what I'm saying? None of us have ever reached the success of a Fat Joe. But Fat Joe was on the Mano's Kitchen Talk podcast, and you know, he don't want to retire. He feels like he's still relevant, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to his contemporaries or, you know, quote unquote OGs or legends. And he's right, you know what I'm saying? He is still making relevant music where a lot of people do sound outdated and shit, you know what I'm saying? So what does that go with, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you know what I mean? We don't want to be in the booth, you know what I'm saying, sounding outdated. We want to sound relevant, but we still want to make the boom bap that we traditionally like and love, you know what I'm saying? So what's the balance that Fat Joe has reached that some of these other niggas haven't? Because it ain't like Fat Joe is the nicest nigga in the world.
You gotta have your mind set on this thing, man, because this is take work, I do. You gonna be away from the family, all that, like, you gotta put your all into this thing right here. You know what I'm saying? So like some of us, a lot of us, got family, we got jobs, we gotta maintain, we got bills, we gotta keep up and all that. A lot of times that kind of weigh on us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of tear us a little bit from chasing what we trying to do. But if you stay focused on it, like, yo, ain't nothing gonna stop me from doing this right here. You know what I'm saying?
He one of them artists that he elevates with the game. The way he came in is not what he is right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, perfect example. What I mean is, like, even when he came in with Pun, like, Fat Joe knew, I gotta move the fuck out the way. Like, he wasn't trying to outshine Pun. Like, he knew, like, what he had.
And piggybacking what you said, Lo, like I said, he know how to step out the way, but the one thing people forgetting is he know how to adapt. No matter what era was going on in hip-hop, he still found a way to keep himself there. Now, what he's doing in recent times, he's reinventing himself and opening up so many different lanes. Now that he's doing podcasts now that he's hosting events, it's a different level of rap now. He don't really necessarily have to rap right now, but right now it opened up the door for other shit. And I respect it because he kept himself around despite what. And you know what? That verses with him and Ja Rule actually showed all of that in its whole entirety, because there was some records I fucking forgot about. As much as Ja Rule had stadium music, this nigga Fat Joe has some shit, and I was in here like, I keep forgetting Joey Crack got like 30 in the game, easy. 30 years, easy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you playing with a nigga who been around the block and back. It's decent music, it ain't bad at all. And then he's still entertaining you with the wit and the podcast and all that other stuff. So it's a beautiful thing he got going on. Why stop? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
He always got a single in rotation. Because if you got a single in rotation, that means you working, like Cise said. Yeah, you might be like, well, he got the one song, but he probably working the shit out that one song. And like Jim Bob, he got so many other shit he doing, I could just afford to work this one song because I'm lit with this one song. I'm going to do my shows. I'm going to perform all my other old tracks that y'all like. And I'm going to jump off with all my other avenues. I'm good. On Wednesday, Wu-Tang Clan's 36 Chambers and A Tribe Called Quest Low End Theory was inducted into the Library of Congress. Of course, last year, season 1, we covered when Nas Illmatic got inducted into the Library of Congress. We could go on about those two albums for days, you know what I'm saying? Protect Your Neck, all of that. But
what I love about it the most, to be completely honest with you, is the fact that all of these albums we naming is all New York niggas.
Shout out to Wu-Tang. Don't want to forget about them because that's what the topic is. Shout out to Tribe. You know what I'm saying? I got on Tribe later on because when that album came out in 91, I was a young man. But as niggas go back and study, like, that album, I be getting a lot of inspiration from that shit, like musically, like just they vibe, they flow, how they approached MCing. And, you know, Wu-Tang, we talk about Wu-Tang on this show like this day's show, so we ain't even gonna get into it.
Yo, big shout out to Fallout Shelter, man. Big shout out for having me, man. Big shout out to 50 Pounders, Bad News the Game. Big shout out to everybody out there that's on the prime. Shout out to everybody that's tuning into the show. Check out CiseTV.com. It's coming soon, but subscribe to FatFlavorsRadio.com right now. It's up and live right now. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is Fat Flavors Radio. Instagram is @FatFlavors. We're gonna keep this hip-hop shit going, man.
T-shirts out, I'm saying the merch is on low right now.
You see,
I am everything. The merch is on low. Check it out. Website will be posted under the page.
Alright, let's go. We gonna go tap in with the homie Speezy. Check in with the homie, see what's going on in his shop. Then we go over some of these sports topics. Ben Simmons is set to make a return later on in the series, Game 4. We got Zion Williamson doing crazy all-star caliber dunks in practice. Who you trust more? Alright, you already know what it is. It's your boy Rebel Glitch. We on locations with our official Element Radio sponsor, Speezy's Breakfast Spot. We about to go in here and check it out. You already know. Come with me and follow me, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, what's good?
He already on it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
We up in Speezy's. You already know. They're already grubbing, getting it in.
Look at that. Fuel the tank. Speezy got to fuel the tank, baby.
No,
Tank, not the freezer right here. I'll be just fresh, baby.
fresh.
Look at that. See that shit even up. See how even that shit cooked? Look.
Yeah.
See how even that shit cooked in the fryer?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. You can help yourself with some wings if you want to eat.
All right, bet.
I had them. I just fried them up just now.
Oh yeah, we gotta get the initial real reaction to that thing, like the facial expressions and everything.
This is it.
Yes, sir.
This is it, man. Definitely.
Yeah, what he said, man. That's what we do over here, man. Everything is fresh.
And that's what we do, man. We cook, man. I've been cooking all my life, man. You know, Mom told me how to cook when I was a young buck. You know, she used to work a lot, and I had to learn how to cook for myself, or I wouldn't eat. So, and then I had kids, and I cooked for them, and then that's what I do. I just cook, man. I like to cook. I like to see people's faces when I cook, and they like what they eating, and they came for me. That's what I do, man. I just like to put smiles on people's faces and make them have their stomachs feeling good when they leave out of here, man. That's what the aim is, man. And you always get a good conversation at Speezy's as well. You might get a lesson as well too. Instead of people only eating good on the weekends or only when they go on trips, I feel like they should be eating good every day. And I feel like I'm the guy that's gonna provide that for them. And I can provide it for them. I've seen the vision, you know, obviously nobody else saw it. And I'm blessed by the best to be here, man, because, you know, a lot of people that don't want me here. And I know it, and I see it every day, but that's what drives me to get up in the morning and come here. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You know, get your start, get your engine running, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just grab whatever and keep it moving, and then they wondering why, you know, doing that throughout the day, why they burnt out. So I thought that was extremely important to start off doing the breakfast so you can start your day off right. So that's pretty much what it is. And I love breakfast food too, so.
But now you transition into breakfast and lunch / dinner now.
Actually, Friday night, this Friday night coming, I'm starting a overnight. I'm gonna be doing 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. For the party people, for the folks getting off work late, for the people that just wanna drink before they go out, whatever the case may be. I'll be here on the weekend from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Fridays and Saturday nights. So just keep that in mind. You can come get something good to eat on those days. Absolutely. Catering, parties, banquets, wedding reception, birthday parties, you name it. I'm trying to do it all. I got 3,100 square feet in here. And my restaurant is probably taking up 1/8 of that, if that. I've been looking for a restaurant for a while and things wasn't panning out. And then finally God blessed me and introduced me to Steve McCarron, which is my landlord. And then it was just like harmony from the beginning. He thought the vibe, I thought the vibe. Before we knew it, we were signing the lease. You know what I'm saying? The dude introduced me to Steve McCarron is the boy that got the joint on Pomfret. B&L Caribbean, absolutely. It's I think his address is 42 Pomfret Street, I believe it is.
We get one of them fish sandwiches, my brother.
Want a fish sandwich?
Yes, sir.
I got you. Philly, baby, is where I'm from, man. You know what I'm saying? 215, man. Born and raised in the 215. You know, want to shout out everybody in Somerville, Germantown, where I grew up at, you know what I'm saying? All my family, all my friends. Y'all know what it is, man. Like, I've been doing the same thing for a long time, and everybody that know me know that. So, you know, here we go, man. Ain't nothing changed.
Easy about to hook me up this fish sandwich right here.
Yes, sir. That's what we do over here. Fresh, man. This thing is fresh. Flounder right there, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't be playing no games over here, dog. The heater ready too? Oh, yeah, we ready to rock and roll. Yeah, listen to that sizzle. Ooh, I don't know if that camera caught that sizzle, but that thing sizzled though, baby. That thing sizzled. Take my word for it when I tell you.
Right now, they talking about Ben Simmons might come back around game 4 to come help out the Nets. But at the same time, we got Zion Williamson doing 360 dunks in practice. Neither one of them have played all year, but they saying Ben Simmons is more likely to return. Out of the two, who you trust more to do something? Zion or Ben Simmons?
Well, I don't think it's any question I would trust Zion because his situation had nothing to do with anything mental. Like everything Ben's going through is supposedly mental. It's like he's not mentally in the right spot to play. And then they started making him, saying it was his back and all that. Well, they wasn't talking nothing about his back at the beginning. It was all about his mental. He was mentally whatever, and that was the reason why he couldn't play for the Sixers because of his mental. And then all of a sudden, it's his back now. And then all of a sudden, now he's about to come back. I don't know. I wouldn't trust him, to be honest with you. He's a hell of a talented player, obviously. He can do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, can you trust him when you really need him the most?
At least we see Zion doing stuff in practice. Granted, it's against, coaches and stuff and trainers and not nobody, professional. We just see Ben Simmons standing around on the court at Nets games, passing dudes the ball on layup lines and clapping on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That ain't enough. At the end of the day, we need you on the court, man. I would trust Zion over Ben because Zion's situation he couldn't control. It's an injury. He's only out because he's injured. And then coming from Philly, like I say, man, Philly is tough. It's a tough city. But they'll love you to death if you just show them that you're not going like a quitter. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you fail, they don't care. As long as you give it your all, Philly will stand behind you, man.
Lamar Jackson, he's up right now for last season of his contract. You see all these motherfuckers getting big money right now, you know what I'm saying? Everybody getting all this crazy money, 50 million, 45 million for Deshaun Watson, 50 million for Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How much if you Baltimore, you giving Lamar a year? And how long is this contract? Because he don't play the conventional style, you know what I'm saying? He's not playing from the pocket all the time. So how much would you give Lamar, you know what I'm saying? And how long, you know what I'm saying?
You can't come in with 25 or 30 and think he's gonna take that because he's gonna look at you like you're crazy.
But you can't give him 6 or 7 years either because you might be crazy because he ain't gonna be running around for another 6, 7 years.
He might not. There's a chance he might not with his style. So I would give him around 40. I would give him the market value because everybody's getting it and he deserves it. He won 75% of his games since he's been in the league. That's your resume. He's built his resume. It's not like you can say, well, damn, he only 500. He threw just as many touchdowns as interceptions. That's not the case with him. So with that being said, you got to give him 40 plus. I wouldn't give him like 6 or 7 years because you don't know what his health's going to be like. I would give him 40 a year, maybe 3 or 4 year contracts. If they telling me the only thing we're going to do is 3, I want 45 then. I want 45 a year. The way they did Deshaun Watson with Cleveland. Exactly. Everything fully guaranteed. If you do that, then I'll rock out with it. Like the Kirk Cousins, like people don't realize a couple of years ago he got paid more than a lot of these quarterbacks because that $84 million he had was all guaranteed. What Lamar has done, he deserves to get 40 plus million in a multi-year contract because that's the market value. That's what everybody's getting paid.
This is going to the crib. You know what I mean? I'm about to bust this shit down when I get to the crib. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All love, man.
Let the people know, tell them the address, the number, the site, tell them everything.
320 East Louder Street. That's 320 East Louder Street. Carlisle, PA, 17013. The door is in the loading dock. You're going to see the trucks in the loading dock. It's a brown door. Come in. You're never going to want to leave Speezy's. Eesh.
All right, that's the end of this week's episode. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to everybody that tried to pull up. Shout out to Speezy's breakfast spot. Make sure y'all check in with that. Shout out to the homie Cise. Make sure y'all subscribe to Fat Flavor Radio and everything they got going on. That's the end of this episode. Supa Dupa April concludes next week. Who we got pulling up? Gotta stay tuned to find out. Until then, this shit ain't done, but this episode done. We out. The fuck is that?
These is the truth right here. It's like Starburst, bro, but they Twizzlers. Son, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. She out here for 9 days. Well, I'm gonna smoke this whole house out. I'm gonna air it out on day 5.
It's like a low-key freezer.
Politics involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how about now? I'm good now?
We're like, we can't keep calling you Two Shot. We're like, Crips not Two Shot. We're like, nah, we can't call him Two Shot.
Nah, man. Only when we alone, man. I got a little, get a little taste.
So that's a dub. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just too many restrictions, and he said the vibe was off. He said it felt like some Get Out shit. So, nah, we good. We don't need it. We don't need it.
It's not like Logan. You figure me? Where it's more chilling than anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Low is working. Yeah, RG got some shit working, but I'm the only two niggas who do music. Everybody else just smoke drugs and trying to sell drugs. After that, what the fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
If that much, right?
If that much. You want to what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm about to jump off, fellas. I gotta run this fucking CVS.
Alright, you already know.
Alright, holla at me, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, niggas, hit me if anything.
Alright, we're later.
That's the way it's got to be. That's the way it's got to be.